Hey, it's Spence, the evil genius.
Hey, it is Spence, and I'm here with Fernando. He's hiding behind the scenes here, but he is saying hi to you guys. I am doing a new version of the streaming that I've hopefully figured out now. I've got the setup so you can see the screen and you can see me. And hopefully this will also divide up nicely when it goes into 9:16 format. Today I had a quick rundown. MinuteLaunch for beginners. For those of you who are interested in getting started, it is free to get started at MinuteLaunch. If you go to MinuteLaunch.com, the website has some information about what we're doing in general and the pricing plan and why the value proposition is there. But if you want to start for free, just click the button here to download the MinuteLaunch plugin manager. And you can use this with any WordPress site. To demonstrate, I'm going to go to ZipWP by using their try.new URL, and I'm going to create a brand new WordPress website. This is to show you the basics and also to get started. And then I'm going to also show you what happens once you install some of the features with the Pro. So when you get started, just upload the plugin. And by the way, let's just use the new version 7 of WordPress. It doesn't make a difference. It really has no effect on the outcome of MinuteLaunch because MinuteLaunch does things differently. The core of WordPress is awesome. The themes and plugins are what we primarily help you escape from using modern AI tools and otherwise. So we're going to go to plugins now and say add plugin, and we're going to upload the MinuteLaunch plugin manager. And if there was a way to do this automatically, I would as well. There's just no way to get it to a site other than that. We'll get rid of the 2 plugins we no longer need, so you can see that all we're going to have is the MinuteLaunch plugin manager. Right out of the box with nothing else involved. If you are on a regular WordPress site, you have a couple key value propositions. First of all, you can install the MinuteLaunch Canvas block, which is an incredibly powerful substitute for using native Gutenberg. It is a Gutenberg block that has HTML5, CSS, and live human editing in place. This means that you can use it with any of your favorite agentic tools, a browser-based tool, a desktop tool, a plugin-based tool, or even Fernando in the site can build beautiful websites with just this tool. I'll show you in a second. To make it easier, though, I want to show you the key components. Besides just installing the Canvas block, I would recommend that you use a theme that is pretty stable. The default themes in WordPress are full site editing. I would just go ahead and say install instead the free Cadence theme. Click on Add Theme, install. I have no particular preference saying that Cadence is better or worse because it's not really going to be used by us. The thing that is nice about it is it doesn't do stupid stuff like full site editing does. It just gives you a blank canvas onto which to do the things that you want to do. Now let's review what we've got. If we go to the plugin manager, we can see that by clicking on Meet Fernando, we're going to see our helper. Fernando in this mode has the ability to pop out. If you use the button in the upper right corner, he will escape from inside of the browser and he will live on your desktop. That means he's very helpful to do what I'm going to show you here, but you can also have him side by side with your regular browser. Notice if you are looking at this for yourself or for a client, the plans and upgrades to get the premium features are available here. Even free, he provides an enormous amount of value, as I'm going to show you in a second, but you can start for as little as $47 a month, $97 a month, or even go full hosted with backups, support, and the things that come along with it. You can even go with us doing services for you. If you are an affiliate and you refer your customers, you will get a proportional 20% on all of those sales recurring, which is kind of nice. Out of the box, depending on which host we're using, Fernando will be able to do various things for you. I'm going to show you that in a second. Let me first show you also the plugin manager. When you do not have a subscription, you will see nothing here. If you subscribe, you will see the things that you will see here. So if I go here to the plugin manager after I've subscribed, I have all the plugins that are virtual provided by the system. These are different than the kind of plugins you get when you install them as zip files. They can all be turned on and off. They can all be used interchangeably, and they are all updated with just one click. This solves one of the major problems of the WordPress ecosystem because it is not exclusive that you have to use the MinuteLaunch system only. It is not exclusive that you cannot use your other plugins. You can mix and match between the old and the new worlds. But what it does mean is that there's none of the zaniness and the craziness and the slowness and the potential for problems that comes from the old WordPress ecosystem, where all of these things are done through zip files and old-fashioned updates. These are instantly updated, and there's a communication channel between MinuteLaunch Plugin Manager and our coding tools, which means that as soon as you have a bug, it can be instantly fixed remotely. It's really quite amazing. Let's talk about the features. If I turned all of these things off, all of these plugins would disappear, and it really makes no difference because they're virtual anyway. But right now, I can connect Fernando to do remarkable work. If I go to the Get Started guide or click on Fernando's face, you'll notice I was asking him some questions earlier. Let's start with a new chat by clicking in the upper right corner. You and your customers using the free version of Fernando have an already connected agentic tool to help you out with anything about the 80,000 plus plugin ecosystem of WordPress, how to get started or use that, but also about the MinuteLaunch components, also about how to do tasks. Even without payment, this is enabled. It connects to OpenRouter and it uses a free key. He is slower than your normal version. In other words, he's not going to be doing the kind of stuff you're going to get out of a brand new frontier model like Opus 4.7, but it really makes no difference because he's still pretty awesome. He also will not natively be able to use any of the premium tools or capabilities, but he does enough to make this really wild. Watch what I mean. First of all, out of the box, we've got a built-in microphone system that allows you to talk. Hey, Fernando, it's Spence. I'm on a live show. I know you can't tell me the time in the day, but can you tell me anything about WooCommerce and how I can use it for subscriptions? Now notice what I'm doing is I've got a built-in microphone without any special skills or tools or plugins. I'm able to use that to interact with them so I don't even have to type. He will then look through the database of research that we've got on WooCommerce and all of its support, and it will give an answer based upon what I ask. Since this is free, and this is something that I can use for research, Fernando can help me learn about the plugins I may still be using, as well as the ones that I'm not going to need to use because I'm using MinuteLaunch. In a shake of a tail, he should give us an answer. While he's still searching, though, notice in the bottom left corner, I've also got the ability to file manage, use the media library, start my new conversation. In this case, if I have documents that I'm uploading, I can go get those and refresh them. I can look at my past chats. I can use code that he develops. Yes, he can actually code plugins for you. And he also has special skills that are either I've created or that he's got built in, things like building a website or membership and courses, AI. These are all included for free. Right out of the box, he's asking me, what do you want to work on? But he's saying, of course, I've got access to the WooCommerce documents. What do you want to know? And I can ask him to do things like step by step, tell me what to do. Step by step, in as few steps as possible, tell me how to set up and install WooCommerce to sell a product. Make sure you give me the step by step, not the images this time. Now, I can be very prescriptive with him. Notice at the bottom of his other images, he gave me references to the real WooCommerce documents. This means that he is able, because we've indexed him, to give me all the documents from all of the plugins of the WordPress ecosystem in one spot. And since I can continue to ask him more questions, he can build a helpful set of instructions for me as a newbie or even as an advanced user. Keep in mind, he's only limited by the use of the OpenRouter free LLMs. There are more powerful and speedier connections, but for free, honestly, you can't beat it. All right, we'll see what he comes up with. In the meantime, if I was to use this tool, I can upload images into his reference to be used, for example, to build new pages or for building websites or for coding plugins. Would I recommend you use the free Fernando for this? Not really. He's really primarily designed to help you or your customer who are helping you on the site to build stuff about the site. He's not really here to be awesome at coding. We've got other tools, including the MinuteLaunch Lab, to do that. But let's see what he gives us here, and then I'll step to the next thing. And in comparison, by the way, when you look at it in terms of speed, If you were given a cell phone while you're flying in an airplane and it was a little slower, but it was free, you probably wouldn't mind that you have to wait 30 seconds because we have methods where you can automatically update and recharge and get the pro stuff. I'm going to show you that in a second, but right now, the answers he gives are actually quite awesome and reasonably fast. Notice he's built me a step-by-step on how to get started. He's even thoughtfully included the images from the documentation of WooCommerce. Let's give him another task. And I want to show you here, I can upload to the media library, right? So I can browse the media library, select something new to drop in there. I think I actually have a picture or something that I can use. Let's do a picture of Fernando or I. Here's a picture of me that was from some of my recent videos. Oh, that's an actual video, even better. Let's do it. Let's just take this and save it to the, let's do this and add it to the media library. We'll do something that's not the video. So I'm going to do upload a file, but I'm going to do an image so that it's not too big. I have to scroll down just a bit to get to an image. Okay, PNG file. Here's a picture of me. And when I add this to the media library or I upload a file, I can use it also by dragging and dropping. So if I take this handle, I could just as easily go into my desktop and grab something and drop it in place. Whatever you're more comfortable with, it works just like you would expect from any of the other agentic chat tools, right? So if I take something here, I don't know what this image is of. Let's see if it gives me a preview. Okay, the back of Fernando's head. Here's Fernando. Let's drop him in. And when I drop him in, it just makes it possible for me to add it to the media library. Now let's give him a new task. We're going to say new chat. And I'm going to use the skill of building a web page, right? So skill, build a website. You can use, by the way, any skill you want from anywhere, but I'm going to say, hey, Fernando, build a page about puppies and kitty cats. Or even better, I'm going to use an image in the media library that shows Fernando and make up a story about how Fernando loves kitty cats and puppy dogs. Okay, I'm going to enter that. And then I'm going to just give after the fact the media that he should use, which is really pretty simple. You've seen this before when you're using other tools. I'll add this picture of Fernando. And again, this is not the best and the only way to build stuff, but considering that it's free, it's pretty realistically awesome. This is a starting point for you or anybody else. In other words, if we're using this, we'll just copy the URL. If we're doing this, we're getting the benefit of something that literally is available to play with and do whatever you think you need to. I'm having trouble just grabbing the URL. Sorry about that. Let's try it one more time. He's having trouble with whatever I'm pasting in there. So I'm gonna just ask him to do the website for the moment, just because we're live, without asking about the specific image. Let's try one more time. Hold on. Fernando, use your web page building skill to make a page about puppy dogs and kitty cats. The point of showing you this is just as a getting started. He has the ability to create HTML website pages, and we can publish them directly. You don't actually have to leave the site. It's going to use the MinuteLaunch Canvas block that we had just installed for free. So what's kind of neat here is if we use the inline thing and we say expand, we can see what he built. It's not really inspiring or remarkable, but the point I'm trying to make is that this is the starting point, and we can have him edit this. Okay, can you be a little more inspired? Use the MinuteLaunch theme, make a black background, big bold white letters, orange and gray highlights, and get yourself an image to use of a puppy dog or kitty cat and put it in there just to show you can do it. Make it a full width page. The idea is whether you take your HTML from elsewhere or you use his rudimentary skills, because he's, again, a free LLM, we can publish it directly. This is really interesting because it saves you all the trouble of using page builder tools. As you'll see in a second, if I took this while I'm waiting for him to do the other design and I said publish, I can just give this a page or any post type as the destination. We'll call it puppies 1. And then I select each of these items that chooses from the MinuteLaunch canvas block to make it no header, no footer, no underlying theme, and I publish it. Instantly, I get satisfaction. Oh, by the way, he just updated to Puppies Paradise, so let's do Puppy Paradise. Instantly, I get satisfaction. Puppies 2, because now I've got a page that actually is ready to go. And it's awesome. Notice, by the way, we didn't install the Cadence theme. We installed it or didn't activate. Notice what the ridiculous full site editing does to a page. So let's fix that by taking my advice and we go over to Appearance Themes and switch over, in this case, to Cadence. I don't know what is wrong with WordPress that they have this ridiculous 2025 theme as the starting point, but I will show you when you put Cadence in why it's relevant. If we back up the truck, ta-da. We've now got an awesome, beautiful HTML5 page that's published with no interference from Full Site Editor, which was a bad idea 8 years ago, and it's even worse today. But what's nice is Fernando can continue to edit it, or you can continue to edit it. Here's how. If I look at the page that was just created, I have a tool with MinuteLaunch Canvas Block that gives me as a human being a good chance of actually seeing what's going on. I just click Edit Text and I can say Fernando and Kitty Paradise. And when I make the changes here, I save the edits, save the page, and I've got a really, really easy mix between HTML created content from an agent AI and me as a human being. Let's show you some more tricks of getting started. I have explained that this Fernando is an amazing free tool, and he does lots of other tricks. I'll do one more, but we're going to move on to the coach. If I ask him to code something, let's do a new chat. Can you code a single file WordPress plugin for Hello World? Be sure to give me the actual code ready to copy and paste in the code preview here. The idea is he actually can do rudimentary coding in the form of something you can use as a plugin. I don't suggest that you do that here because it's better if you do the MinuteLaunch Lab, where there's a whole set of tools involved that make it easier and safer and better. But he is capable of doing it. And that's really a big deal because you can, for free, have a remarkable set of publishing tools on any site. Notice, again, this was a try.new site. It's going to, as they say, disintegrate or whatever Mission Impossible was in 10 minutes. But the point is, even on a free site, get amazing things done. I think it'll only take them about 30 seconds to code something for free. And then if I wanted to use that, I would use as a downloadable zip, put it into the site. With the lab, as I'll show you, we don't even have to do that because we've got a sandbox in place. So I'll give this one a couple more seconds to finish up. One of the nice things is that if you are an affiliate and you send your clients to use this, we don't have it fully activated yet, but I'll still honor it when you tell me who they are. I'm going to have an automatic referral system so that anybody who installs the free plugin from you, it will transfer through your affiliate ID. So if you give somebody a unique URL to download the plugin itself will have the identifying affiliate share, which means that on a $97 a month account, you get $20 in perpetuity on that hosted customer. If it's a $197, you end up with $40 a month. He ran out of a little time there on the free plugin. Let's try it again. Can you try again, please? Do something real quick. Let's see if he can code me a Hello World plugin real quick before his... What's essentially happening here is that when you're using the free resources of OpenRouter, it's a busy phone. It's like a phone in a prison. There's a bunch of people trying to use it for free. So if you don't get your chance to call home, it tells you ran out of time. Let's see if we get lucky here. Again, expectations for the free guy adjust accordingly. Okay, so he's done something here. He made a couple little things that are interesting. Here's the plugin. You don't want to look at it in preview mode. You'd want to look at it here. And if I want, I can do what's called save. I can save this as a block, Hello World, and share it with myself or with other admins. And the point would be, I would still need in the free mode to take this code and put it somewhere, download it, so that it can run as a plugin. But it does do a reasonable job of editing. Let's talk about the next tool for Fernando. Fernando, besides doing all of the little chores and tasks that he can do, can work inside the vehicle known as the MinuteLaunch Laboratory. Now, this is really quite amazing. This is a full-blown developmental environment. This replaces Cursor or other desktop agentic tools. You do need to set him up to either use the site key, which is included in the plugin manager, and let me explain what I mean. For your paid account, once you subscribe, you will get a credit of $5 of Open Router key credits or token credits. You can always recharge them here by adding more, whatever amount you wish, and your WP Launchify account will be charged. You will see how many credits you have left. This allows you, along with the other keys you can put in for free for Replicate, Noun, SERP, and Firecrawl, to have incredibly powerful capabilities throughout all of your tools. In other words, they all share the same key system. You also have the ability to choose which tool you want to use for the job. So for example, you have up to almost 700 choices for which LLM to use, not just the big ones like Opus. I mean, Opus is great, but Opus, it shows you here, will cost you $25 per million requests or per token. If you switch to GLM5, which is a non-frontier model, GLM 5.1, it will cost you 25 cents. So the idea is you can choose either on your own or use the automatic selection or even force the free selection. Let's do automatic. You can also here enable the capability to access the web. And if you've ever seen the movie 2001 Space Odyssey, you have what I call the HAL 9000 button. This is the button that enables him to autonomously work and code new things. When he codes new things, he has what's called a code canvas, where he can build and save, launch, and execute simple plugins, complex plugins, or even full dashboard integrations for your business. Let's see if he's integrated right now by using the similar button and asking him if he's awake with the auto router. Hey, Fernando, it's Spence. Can you tell me the time and the date? Notice that with this, when you have web enabled and you give him autonomy and he's connected to a real, in the sense of a non-free open router, he can actually give us the right information. He has the ability to execute releases for anything he builds and to keep a history of everything he did. He also has a file manager, and he also has the ability for us to give him special training and skills. That means that I can give him, or you can give him, the capabilities of building things that are incredible and awesome just for you. We also have a site-wide task list that he can use, you can use, and your team can use for keeping track of everything that needs to be done, whether it's about work or play or coding or fixing things. This will also have a feature that it connects to me back up here at MinuteLaunch if you want, for things like bug reports or improvement requests and so forth. Really powerful. Let's give him an example of what to do here. Let's do a couple things. First of all, I'm enabling your web feature. Can you tell me who Spencer Foreman from WPLaunchify.com is? And it's WPLaunchify.com. Now watch what happens. If I hit the button once, and I could just say, Spencer Foreman. I can edit it, Foreman from WPLaunchify.com, and then hit enter. In other words, I can interrupt him. I don't have to say stuff and then wait for whatever. I can just allow him to, have me edit it. Tell me from the web about Spencer Foreman from WPLaunchify.com. So I've put a feature in here that I enjoy quite a bit. It doesn't really have anything to do with you using it, but I'm a fan of the old-fashioned humor. Instead of it telling you waiting, thinking, it tells you Borscht Belt jokes, like Seinfeld. It says, what's the deal with AI? All right, so it did some research, got me some results about Spencer Foreman and the things I do. Let's do something more remarkable. For example, use your skill for web design and build me an HTML5 web page about Spencer Foreman. Make it simple with black background, bold white letters, orange and gray highlights, full width page, please. And publish it if you like in the site, or just give it to me here so I can copy and paste. Now, one of the things that's interesting is the lab is the second of the 3 places that Fernando can work. The third place is in the coach. The coach has a full-blown code canvas, editorial, document creation. The coach is designed for doing work that involves the outside world. The lab is designed for building back-end and operational related stuff. And the free Fernando is designed for help and support. And the neat thing is coach can be used by you, your team members, or your customers. And all of the data, just so you know, is stored inside of either one of these as all items. So everything you say and do, everything you build has a history here. Now, he can publish this page or he can give it to me. He's saying it's in the code canvas as snippet 1. If we go in the code canvas, he's thoughtfully given me this, which I can drag and drop or do other things with. If I want, I can copy this or publish it or send it into a page just like I've done before. So let's just do manually. If I do copy, and I still want to use the old-fashioned method of publishing, instead of using Gutenberg or a page builder, I'm just going to go to Pages, Add Page. And I very rarely do this, by the way, because I have the tools published for me. I use the MinuteLaunch Canvas block, paste this in, new from Fernando. And now I can use either the preview mode to see what he's doing, or let's just publish it. Notice if I use these options here for the Canvas block, I can actually toggle the header and the footer, the sidebar, all of these things off so that I'm overriding it completely. The point being, I still have a nice way I can interact with Gutenberg. I can mix and match with Gutenberg as I wish, but he's got more compatibility and capability to build these beautiful pages. I'm not going to say this is the best he can do because I basically built everything using this, but I wanted you to see that he has the capability of building pages as well. Let's do something really remarkable though. Okay, let's go to the next step. Let's build a full-blown plugin that I want you to create and launch live on the site and use all of your features here so that you have it as a single file WordPress plugin using the skills that we've given you, and call it Hello Everyone. Make it a scrolling New York Stock Exchange ticker tape style. Make sure that it's got an admin dashboard called Hello Everyone, and that you can select both the things to say, the colors, and even add an image to the scrolling where it rolls across the screen. Make sure that it just works out of the box, and use all of your skills, like I said, to make sure that it doesn't break anything and it's safe for us to use. Okay. If I want, I can also select from here media library, images, and stuff like that. But I'm just going to go right now and give him this. What he's going to do is actually to build in this safe environment of the canvas a plugin. I call it a plugin, even though it's at the moment virtual code, but he is able to build full-blown components, dashboards, operations. He can make customizations to existing WordPress stuff. He's been imbibed or embodied with all of the capabilities and skills that are necessary for him to work as your partner. And he can also make tasks if there's things that you want to have done that he hasn't done immediately. Notice at the bottom, ever notice how your cursor blinks? Why do we call it a shortcut when the computer still makes us wait like we're in line at the deli? So you can sit there and entertain yourself, or you could go off and do other things because this works asynchronously. You can go do other things on another tab. I don't think it's going to take him that long, though, to give us a result. While I'm talking about that, or while I'm waiting for that, notice we've got all of our other components here that I can use. Everything from the Stripe Gateway, the MinuteLaunch Social, the ability to create your own clothing selection, research, remodeling, referrals, prospecting, the media creation and hub, including icons. You can use all the traditional software that we provide in MinuteLaunch Kit, which easily allows you for the price to justify using MinuteLaunch in general, because we have over 122 of the legacy plugins, all updated, all ready to install with just one click. Just install and activate, and there you go. So instead of you having relationships and paying everybody else, You can use us as an agency, and through our licensing and ownership of those unlimited plugins, we can give you the updated version one click away. No more fuss, no more muss. Notice there's no spam, there's no hassles. This, for the price alone, makes it worthwhile. Many of our clients use it just for this alone, even without the AI. The AI, though, really takes it to the next level. I'm also going to show you real quick the coach. So the coach is what I use for 95% of the build out. The coach has got the ability to be configured with whatever personality you want, and he can have custom information about you and or your client and his style. And the most important part is he or she, if you wish, has access to any or all of the context you want to give it or him or her about the things in the site, including whether to use previous chats, including whether to search the internet, including whether to use other people's conversations. And this becomes very, very important because you can customize the display of the coach, give it a different name, give it a different, if you wish, endpoint, and create and set that endpoint and launch it. This is amazing because you've instantly got a custom way to have a chat tool for your customers or for you to really build some amazing stuff, including with the built-in skills that we give you. These are things, like I said, where you're running your business, your front end things. So I'll show you this. If we go over here to look at the coach, Coach has an interface that, when we're mobile friendly, gives you the things you'd expect. He has a notifications area. You can manage everything with projects or chats. You have all your custom tools. Inside of here, you've got, of course, access to your media library, your documents, your skills, and he works exactly as you would do in a situation where you have Gemini or Anthropic or ChatGPT, etc. You've got your mobile device. He's got a code canvas that pops out. He's got the ability to pop out onto the desktop. He also has the ability, which is really awesome, to use your CRM natively in a couple different ways, not the least of which is this method, or this is my preferred method, where you go here and you have your contacts in your phone ready to use for the work product that you've got, whether it be for creating contracts or emails or managing their subscriptions. All of it is now in your pocket, ready to use through the coach. All right, let's go back, and I'm going to wrap up this video today because I've covered a lot of territory. Let's go back to the lab and see what he's built. I'm going to refresh the page because I saw that he built something. He's going to report to us what he built. Hello, everyone. He's talking to you guys. I built the New York style ticker plugin. It's live and active on the site. Let's see, first of all, what he did is he created a release. Notice there's a zip file with a numbered version so that if he makes changes, he is programmed to know 1.00, 1.0.1, 1.0.2. Number two, he's got a history of all of our chats. Number three, you can't see it. He has an internal log of everything he did, when, where, and why. Number four, he has a file manager if there's things that we had dumped into this chat. And he has, number six, the canvas. I could also create training from what he just did. If I said save to training, he gives me the ability to modify this, but to save what he did for that landing page, right? And to pin it as an always use rule. I'm not going to do this time, but this is an amazing way for you to improve him as you go without really being an expert. He also has a safety net in place so that he will not crash himself out in the event that you build something that is not too cool. So there are situations where this is really relevant to my audience because we're building amazing stuff as non-coders, but we need a way to make it bulletproof and safe. Let's see what he did. First of all, it was called Hello Everyone. If you can see on the bottom left, it's very small. He made Hello Everyone. Here's the dashboard, including what I asked for. Background color, text color. Let's go with more of a greenish. Notice he's given me the thoughtful preview here too. I can even choose an image to go with that. Let's have me scrolling around in the ticker. I didn't ask him for a speed, but he figured out to give me a speed. So I'm going to go with this little slower speed. I'm going to save the settings. It's got an optional on and off to show on the front end. Let's see if he did it. And one of the things that I'm going to do also is I'm going to set under reading. Let me save here. I'm going to go into settings permalinks because it's a brand new site. I'm going to save this. And I'm also going to use settings reading just so I'm not showing the blog page. The problem is the blog page doesn't normally show the same stuff. So I'll just say, Let's just do the default page that they've got normally. I think let's do sample page. That's just the thing that comes out of the box with WordPress. Okay, let's see if the ticker shows up. Interestingly, doesn't show up. So I'm going to ask him whether and why it doesn't show up, because this is the benefit of having him in this. Oh, there it is. It does show up. He put it on the bottom. I didn't realize he was going to do it on the bottom. So let's ask him to change that. And let's ask him to also give us a new page, because he can do all of these things along with the skills of the coach. I'm going to say, hey, that was fantastic. You know what? I was surprised because it showed up on the bottom of the page. Can you please make it show up on the top of the page instead of the bottom? And also, can you create a new home page for the site that's a blank page or something you say, hey, everybody, so that we can notice the ticker tape is operating, and do it. Also, by the way, show me before you do that how you can make a new task that you're going to build this, and then build it, because I want to show people how your task list works. So the task list lets me talk to him or ask him or do it manually. He will create a task in the task list, or she, and then he'll do or she'll do the thing that they're asked. I'm going to just call it Fernando. By the way, that's why I created the name Fernando, because then I don't have to be gender specific or anything specific or sound like I'm favoring this or that. It's an inanimate object, but I'm calling him Fernando. So he's created a task for this work, right? So it says hit turn into task on this mashup. Yes. Say, yes, do it. And by the way, you can also create bullet lists and question. If I go and say, I would like to plan something, the MinuteLaunch Lab with Fernando will have questions. You know, do you want to do A, B, C, or D? I can drop media in here, all the normal stuff, right? Give me the task, then do the update. Okay, so I'm not sure if he's already done it yet, but let's just see. The task list is created. Move hello everyone ticker to create homepage. Why is this awesome? I can edit this and make changes or notes, but I can also say, okay, good, fixed. And I could say, I checked that it looks awesome May 20th at 5:53 p.m. Okay, so now I've got a way with Fernando to cooperate on him building things and me checking things. And once it's fixed, it goes into the fixed column. There's also a waiting or pending approval mode that we can go to. But if I just click fixed, submit with or without a note, it may take a second because he's using the horsepower on something else, but it'll get saved to the database. And then you'll see the task list has 0 open, 1 fixed, which pretty awesome. I use this all the time for my clients. He's now made the improvement I can see because he downloaded the new version. So if we go back over here, we'll see we have version 1.1.0. We will probably see hello everyone has, he didn't change the options. I could have asked him for that, but let's go to the front and refresh the page. He did build a new page, and he did put, the reason you can't see this is because it's underneath the admin bar, which is okay because he's still hidden. I can have him improve that further. But if I was not on the logged in version of the site, I would see it just fine. But pretty neat. The control that you have over doing stuff is remarkable. The projects we're building with this are unbelievable with clients. I've shared them in my Friday office hours. I'm going to end right now just because I think I've done enough for an intro. There's probably 1,000 other things I can show you or do, but for Pamela or everybody else who's interested, I hope that this has been helpful. I'm going to try to do more of these in the future. I'll see you on the next video.